The perfect moment just does not exist. As much as you wait, it will never arrive. There will always be an excuse, insufficient money, too much problems, inappropriate time, unfavorable circumstances. Life, however, only starts only when we stop postponing and take the first step. If you seek practical wisdom, without exaggeration or shows, follow this content out. We live in a constant waiting cycle. I'll start when you have more money, when the routine calm, when things get better. This mindset turns years into missed opportunities. While some await inspiration from the sky, others write books at night, even without mood. While some are waiting for luck to knock on the door, others build their own ways. The difference is precisely there. Who acts and who is still. An old Jewish parable illustrates this well. A young man sought a wise man and said, Master, I want to learn, but it is not the right time. I have family, work, many responsibilities. When everything is resolved, I will start. The sage replied, You expect silence to study, but it is the study that brings peace to the soul. If you wait for the ideal moment, it will never come. Begin now, and the moment will become ideal. Modern studies confirm this idea. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman explained that our brain tends to create justifications to avoid efforts. We overestimate the difficulties and underestimate the power of small steps, precisely those that transform realities. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust psychiatrist and survivor, said, the meaning does not expect favorable conditions. He is born from the choices, and this choice is always in the present, not tomorrow, not after, but now. There are three fundamental principles to put the weight aside and start living. In fact, the first, value the little one, for it is where the beginning of the great resides. Many people dream of great achievements, but despise the minimal actions that would make them possible. They want a house, but they do not spare the first coin. They want wisdom, but do not read a page. They want changes, but mock a single step. So nothing changes. In Jewish tradition, it is taught, he who honors the little one receives the great. I met a man who, for years, saved 1 coin a day. The neighbors laughed. This is not money. Decades later, he had a prosperous trade in his own home. His respect for every penny made him rich. The author James Clear explains that habits are built this way. Small gestures, repeated thousands of times, generate extraordinary results. Valuing the little one means rejoicing with a read page, a modest economy, a training done, a breakfast without distractions. The small is the seed, the big, the tree that is born from it. Who thinks this is little to change my life remains stagnant. Who understands that consistency transforms the minimum into something significant advances. One rabbi once asked his disciples, what's most important, a great good deed or a little one? He replied, the great begins in the little one. Those who ignore the least will never reach the maximum. Self-pity whispers, this makes no difference. It can jump. The discipline replies, each step accounts. This is the line that separates those who build something lasting from those with empty hands. The second principle, act even under imperfect conditions. Many postpone their plans until everything is in place, free time, enough resources, quiet environment. But the truth is that this moment never arrives. There will always be noise, obligations, tiredness. I remember a woman who dreamed of becoming a doctor but had 3 children and worked in a market. Everyone said, impossible, you don't have time. She, however, read at night, in the candlelight, wrote down in pieces of paper. Years later, he graduated and became a respected professional. He didn't wait for the ideal conditions, she created them. The philosopher Nassim Taleb talks about the concept of antifragility. Who acts under pressure is strengthened. Coal turns into diamond under high temperature. If you expect a favorable wind to navigate, you will never leave Porto. Great leaders signs even against the tide. In Jewish wisdom, it is said, he who advances because of the difficulties will never begin. Who begins despite them, one day will win them. The circumstances rarely are perfect, but it is precisely in the imperfect that the strength is born. I saw a young man open a bakery in the middle of the crisis. All, I see they had been crazy, but he argued, people will always need bread. He worked nights, fought debt, persisted. Today, it has a network of establishments. Convenience says, wait better times. The determination responds, start now, and the times will improve. Therefore, the second principle is clear. Stop waiting. Act with what you have, because tomorrow will not be easier. Today's step is the only one that brings you closer to your goal. The third principle, fulfill your promises to yourself. This is the basis of any achievement. You can honor commitments to others, but if you are constantly betraying, you will be building over moving sand. I met a boy who wanted to save money. Every week, he said, I'll keep a part, but I always got an excuse. Today is a special day. Tomorrow I need that. Years pass without economies, no future. But even keeping little, kept his word. I promised myself, and I will fulfill. Over time, their small economies have become the foundation of a business. Modern authors call this self-discipline. When you fulfill what you promise yourself, it strengthens internal trust. Your mind learns, if I said, I will do. Each little victory makes it stronger. But if you fail yourself, this confidence crumbles, and you become hostage to your own weakness. In Jewish tradition, it is taught, he who is not loyal to himself will not be loyal to anyone. Learn first to be rigorous in his own words, and his actions will be solid. A businessman who, Mehdi woke up at 5 in the morning, even with no one to charge him. He said, if I break my word, I will lose respect for myself. The others admired him because he started respecting himself. Indulgence murmurs, today it can be an exception. From his replies, if you allow yourself today, I will lose tomorrow. Therefore, the third principle is essential. Keep your word with yourself. Without this, any desire will remain just a desire. But when you learn to be faithful to you, the dream is no longer a dream and becomes a reality. These three principles: value the little one, act despite imperfections, and honor their commitments to oneself are not separate ways, but a single road that leads to inner force. I saw people apply the three, even without resources or support. They respected each short effort. They acted even in the midst of chaos and fulfilled what they promised themselves. The result? Transformation, not for magic, but by conscious choice, step by step. A man I met began from scratch, no advantages or opportunities. He didn't wait for the ideal moment. He started where he was, with what he had. And above all, he kept his word with himself. It was said, tomorrow I will do this. He did. Years later, he became prosperous and respected. Many said he was lucky. But the truth is that he simply lived for these three principles. Modern researchers explain this phenomenon as the power of small habits and systematic persistence. James Clear teaches that habits, such as compound interest, shape fate. Naval Ravikant states that specific knowledge and discipline grow as percentages about percentages. But none of this works without a first step. Viktor Frankl remembered, the meaning is born of choice. Every day, we choose, honor the little one or ignore it, act now or wait, fulfill our word or betray it. Softness empties life, because it always goods. Firmness fills it, because it builds. A Jewish parable says, drop the drop, the pitcher is filled. Whoever waits for the rain is empty hands. His little steps, his faithfulness to the word, and his actions today are the drops that fill the pitcher of his destination. Life becomes clearer when we stop waiting. There is no perfect moment, it only exists today. All you have are small steps, and perfect conditions in the promise you make yourself. This is what luck is made. I saw people who spent their lives waiting. They said, soon it will come, so I will start. They expected ideal circumstances, help, inspiration, but the years passed, and they remained in the same place. His dreams did not die because they were impossible, but for never taking the first step. And I saw others who started with nothing. They valued the least, a coin, a page, an idea. They acted in the middle of the noise, the difficulties, the imperfection. They fulfilled what they promised themselves, even if no one saw. These people built their. Jewish wisdom teaches, don't look for a better time. The best time is now, because it's now that you can keep a coin, learn a line, take a step, and these steps over time will become a big way. What can you do today? 1. Choose a small action and do it without postponing. 2. Accept the imperfect conditions, but act inside them. 3. Give yourself a promise and fulfill it to the end. May it be simple, but to become the foundation of your future. You are not weak, you just forgot the power of discipline and purpose. Recovery. Here we learn to live without waiting, turning dreams into reality, one step at a time, starting today. Because all of the great changes began in the same way, not wealth, neither contacts nor luck, but with a choice. One started studying when everyone said it was late. Today, it is called a master. Another began to honor his promises and failed to justify himself. Your life has gained solidity and clarity. Each path was unique, but the base was one. Stop waiting and acting. Jewish wisdom says, the day you lived in vain will not come back, but the day when it took a step will be with you forever. What can you do now? 1. Value the small, take a step, for the slightest, towards your goal. 2. Accept imperfection. Start with what you have, where you are. 3. Comply with your word. Promise something to yourself and do it. May it be simple, but be your beginning. You are not weak, you just need to remember the strength you carry. Recover it. Life is not built on waiting, but in action. And the best time to start is this. Now.